Alright, so in spite of the way certain elements in the media are reacting to this as if Trump just dreamed it up a couple of days ago, no. This is him keeping a campaign promise, and it's a recognition which obviously makes many of his supporters happy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm referring to the US president's recognition of Israel, the holy city as many call it, as the capital of Israel. Hamas have called for a day of rage tomorrow and have called for a new intifada against the occupier. Intifada meaning uprising. We've already seen violent clashes between security forces and Palestinian protesters in the West Bank. Many extra troops being moved to the area. This is clearly a sensitive issue, a sensitive city, divided along religious lines. As you might have expected, the Arab world is raising the middle finger to the US, as is Turkey. European nations, including ourselves, one of the US's biggest allies, have come out against this move. The French president is saying it contravenes UN Security Council resolutions. It's my understanding that all countries who do have diplomatic relations with Israel maintain their embassies in Tel Aviv. Of course, there are many countries who don't recognise the State of Israel, more than 30, I believe. Trump knows what he's doing. He knows he's kicking the hornet's nest. He knew his declaration would result in a new wave of violence, and it will lead to fatalities if it hasn't already. The United Nations and the Arab League are going to respond to this, of course. The air will be rife with condemnations and denunciations and maybe a few curse words. Mahmoud Abbas doesn't think the US is fit to be a peace broker in the Israel-Palestinian conflict. Well, it's abundantly clear, and has been for a long time, whose side the Americans are on. But I ask, which country or body of countries are fit to act as peace brokers or peace co-sponsors in this part of the world? Maybe someone can tell me. I don't know. If you weren't aware, Israel has occupied East Jerusalem since the 1967 war. The Palestinians want the eastern part of the city as the capital of a future independent Palestinian state, which would include the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. In the face of Donald's move, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been quick to bow down in gratitude to his political master. He's very pleased with this latest development, unsurprisingly. It's worth pointing out that Trump did not use the Israeli line of calling Jerusalem its eternal and undivided capital. That could be significant, but I don't know. We'll see.